um, what is a
ตอบ
stem
ตอบ
cell?
ตอบ
True knowledge
โอเค
about stem
โอเค
cells, and classification of stem cells, and how stem cells good for regenerative medicine. Okay, even dentistry medicine, dentistry, regenerative dentistry, and this is become stem cell for dental tissues. Okay, this is the concept of the stem cell as ability to continuously divide into various kind of cells. If you have kind of cell that has ability to continuously divide, only it will not be stem cell. The right stem cell not only have the ability to divide continuously, but it should have ability to be induced to develop into many kind of cells type. This is the definition or characteristic of the stem cells, because stem cells are dynamic. Of course, it's undifferentiated master cell that do not yet have specific function like this. This is stem cells. It can divide to stem cell, like to remain the same property of the parent cell like this, or can be changed to several different cell types because that's differentiate. It depends on the proper condition or inducer. It needs induction, right? If you culture the stem cells and you give the right inducer, the stem cell can differentiate into bone cell if you want, differentiate into fat cell if you want, like that. No one wants fat, right? Me too, but unfortunately too late for me. And it can undergo unlimited cell division. Unlimited cell division. Okay. But for the last sentence, it's just only for this. For this. Once the stem cells commit to differentiate it into the target cell, the target cell has limited cell division. Okay. The other name of the cell that sometimes people confuse, progenitor cell. The progenitor cell differ from stem cell by doing this. The progenitor cell can be divided and become specialized cells. See the difference that the progenitor cell cannot divide it to get the other progenitor cells. Progenitor to specialized cells. Stem cell divided to be stem cell and specialized cell. This is the difference between progenitor and stem cell. So progenitor is progenitor, it's not stem cells. And this is the same concept that there's a single cell, a stem cell, single cell that can divide, right? Replace itself or renewal, right? To get the stem cell have the same property as the parent cells, or to be induced to differentiate into many kind of cells. This is a property of stem cell. As I told you last 5 minutes, that if we have stem cell and the stem cell if we have a cells and cannot induce it to become another kind of cell, this is not stem cells. It should have two properties, two abilities. One, to divide and to get the to renewal. I mean, to can be induced to become a target of the target or specific cell type. The stem cell, okay, after fertilization, within the 5 or 6 days after cell division, we can get 2 cell populations. This is become embryo, right? The first is outer shell cell, we call it as outer cell mass, and inner cell mass. And then the embryo further grow. The inner cell mass is stem cell. Because the inner cell mass, after this step, about a week later, the inner cell mass can differentiate into 3 kinds of cell types: endoderm, mesoderm, and ectoderm. Okay? So the endoderm, if we culture and multiply the numbers of endoderm, we can induce these kind of endodermic cell to become pancreas, liver, thyroid, lung, bladder, or urethra. Mesoderm can be differentiated into bone marrow, skeleton, smooth muscle cell, and cardiac muscle cell, heart, blood vessel, kidney. Ectoderm can be induced to become skin, skin cells, neuron, nerve cells, pituitary gland, eye, ears. So, endoderm, mesoderm, and ectoderm still to be as stem cell also. Between inner cell mass, endoderm, mesoderm, endoderm, which one is the best if you'd like to collect and keep the stem cell for yourself? You know, once
Mesoderm.
again, between inner cell mass, endoderm, mesoderm, and ectoderm, which kind of cell is the best for you to keep for your
Inner
stem
cell.
cell? Inner cell mass. That's great. You have the concept. You have to keep the original cells. If you hold a lot of, if you have many inner cell mass, you can have ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm at any time you want. If you induce them with the proper inducer, right? But if you keep endoderm, you cannot get mesoderm. You can keep in the intestines. No, you cannot keep this. Okay, so basing on the plasticity. What is the plasticity? Plasticity is mean the potential to differentiate or the degree of differentiation. According to the potential to differentiate, we can classify the stem cell into 3 types. The first is totipotent stem cells. It can become any cell in the body, or even placenta. Okay? Can become any cell in the body. So, inner cell mass, right, is totipotent because it can become endoderm, mesoderm, and ectoderm, and then it's become this, right? The second degree, this is primary degree actually. The second degree is pluripotent stem cells. The pluripotent stem cell can become any cell in the body. But it can't become placenta. What is the placenta? Placenta. Because
Messi.
I'll teach you in the embryology course, and I'll give you information during that lecture because it will more convenient for you to understand. Yes. Multipotent stem cell can become any cell within a specific germ layer lineage. See, multipotent stem cells. So, endoderm, mesoderm, and ectoderm is multipotent stem cells. You can get any kind of cell within the same lineage, right? But you cannot get the lung from ectoderm, no way, because it's different lineage. So these three kind of cells are multipotent stem cells. Once again, if the fertilization occurs like this, you get totipotent stem cells. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that inner cell mass is not totipotent stem cells. But the step before this, like this. The story in between fertilization and blastocyst. Blastocyst is the name of one stage of embryo. From one cell, after fertilization, it will divide into two cells. Very similar, these two cells. From two cells, divide to become 4, 8, 16. These 16 cells have the same property. And we call that embryo as morula. After morula, the cell disc can be divided into two populations, inner cell mass and outer cell mass. Okay? Inner cell mass and outer cell mass. Yes? Totipotent, it means this cell can become any cell in the body or placenta. Yes, and can become placenta also. Because like this. Because the outer cell mass here will develop into placenta. Okay? If you take inner cell mass, you cannot induce it. I mean, you cannot induce inner cell mass to become outer cell mass. No way, right? You cannot induce inner cell mass to differentiate into outer cell mass because it's already commit. If you take molar cells, you can induce it to become outer cell mass cells and inner cell mass cells. Okay? This is too late. From blastocyst is too late stage for inner cell mass to redifferentiate to become outer cell mass. So totipotent stem cell is a molar stage. Okay? I'm sorry for the first time that I give it. Then we have the blastocyst, and then this is in the cell mass, right? In the cell mass, when we take an inner cell mass, we can drive it to become 3 different germ cell layers, right? Endoderm, mesoderm, and ectoderm, right? As you in the picture here, right? And it will develop into the target cells. So endoderm, mesoderm, and mesoderm is what? Multipotent stem cells. Once again, inner cell mass is pluripotent stem cell. Pluripotent stem cell. Well, unipotent is not stem cell. Unipotent, just in case that you will read some article and you find that the term unipotent is mean that the cell that can divide into this into the cell is the target cell or final end cell type. They can do cell division, but to get the same. Like we have epithelial cell. One epithelial divide, it can be epithelial cells to replace the old one. Muscle cell can divide into muscle cell. So it's unique potent, no any potential to become other cells. Okay. Okay. Among this, once again, this is totipotent stem cells, pluripotent stem cells, and multipotent stem cell. Okay. From molar in the cell mass, and then this is ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm, right? Among this, we can classify. This is the classification to become these three types is just based on the potential or plasticity. But in terms of origin of the cell, we can classify into two groups. This is embryonic stem cell or ES cell. It means that the totipotent and pluripotent stem cell, you can collect it from embryo only. For multipotent stem cell, we call it as adult stem cell. You can collect from the adult human. You can collect a bone marrow to serve as your stem cell for bone cell, for blood cell. Okay, you can collect cord blood for your storage of stem cell for many kind of application. This is one of the placement. Have you ever passed this picture sometime? This is quite more than I think more than 15 years. There's a scientist, I can't remember what is his name, he showed this and very shocked to the world about the stem cell. He said that we can induce to have like ear pinna, right? To the mice here and make an organ here. This is the first time that shocked that the scientific research feel that, oh, this is the powerful sensor. But for me, I'm so doubtful because there's only one picture for the lab. Only one picture for the result. No other aspect of this. No other view, just this view. No other historical cells or some tissue study result from this paper. I don't know if it's fake or not. But for the stem cell, it has very high potential for use. Like this is the list of the potential application of stem cell. Like you have the heart disease, myocardial infarction. Everybody know, right? หัวใจขาดเลือด myocardial infarction, because of the occlusion of the heart vessels. So the heart tissue will die, and then the heart will stop. You can, if you have stem cell, like mesoderm, you in the lab, and you induce it with the proper inducer to get heart tissue cells. You can inject into the organ to replace the defective one, like this. Bone marrow is very common now for treatment in hospital now, and spinal cord injury and many things. See, this is the potential of stem cell to use for medicine. But if we think that if we would like to regenerate the new tissue to replace the defect one in the body, what is the criteria that we have to concern? it should meet the following criteria. Okay, the first is it can be found in abundant quantities, million or billion of cells. So if you like to regenerate, or regenerate is mean grow the new one. If you want to grow the new muscles, like heart muscle, you have to find out the place where you can get the enough number of heart muscle cells from other place, right? So you have abundant quantity. You have to harvest by a minimal invasive procedure. If you have to do operation to take that tissue for regeneration. You have to do with a minimal invasive, less pain, okay? And can be differentiated along multiple cell lineage. If you can get some cell or some tissue, and once you get that, you can induce it to become many kinds of cells, which will be better than just only one kind of cell, right? Can be differentiated along multiple lineage, and can be safely and effectively transplanted to either an autologous or allogenic host. What does it mean for this? And it means that if I have heart disease and part of my heart muscles already die, cannot function, I'll take some place of my body and induce to become heart muscle cells and transplant, place back to myself, and it we call it as autologous, from the same body. Take a cell from the person doing something and take it back to the same person. We call it autologous. Allogenous host is mean take the cell from other person, make it and transplant it to another person. Has host and recipient, right? This we call it as allogenic host. Should be safely done. So if you consider these four criteria, you can realize that stem cell meets all these criteria. The most commonly known source of nowadays adult stem cells is bone marrow. Right now, it contains both hematopoietic stem cell. It means stem cell for blood cell, hematopoietic stem cells, and a mesenchymal stem cell. Mesenchymal stem cell is stem cell for fibroblasts, for muscle, all type of muscle, bone, cartilage. Okay, that is mesenchymal stem cell. Both hematopoietic stem cell and mesenchymal stem cell can be found in bone marrow. So it's very common right now that to take out the bone marrow and keep as stem cell for each person. Okay, the last point is about stem cell. How about stem cell for our area, dental application or dental tissue? You know, this is published in 2011 and 12. They said that human dental tissue are rich in stem cells. So this should be adult stem cell, right? Not should be AS, not ES, right? Not embryonic stem cell, because there's no teeth for embryo, right? So we have our own stem cell right now. Okay. And different research groups isolate and characterize several types of stem cell. Right now, we have group of researchers. Our Ajahn here, Ajahn Athai Tip, Department of Oral Biology. Dr. Athai Tip, she did a lot about the stem cell from dental tissue. The first is dental pulp stem cell. Everybody know that within the tooth we have dental pulp, right? When with the pulp we have pulp tissue, you know. If you don't know, I think you have to go back and try to admit or entrance into another faculty. Right? We have tooth. Within the tooth we have like a chamber, or we call it dental pulp. With the pulp we have tissue, right? Pulp tissue. The pulp tissue within the tooth we call it that dental pulp. They found that within the dental pulp there is stem cell named dental pulp stem cell (DPSC), and the dental pulp from the exfoliate deciduous is mean the ฟันน้ำนม okay, milk teeth. It has also has the dental pulp of deciduous teeth has also stem cell. We call it as shit, not shit. Okay, shit. And the stem cell of apical papilla scab. Okay, SC stem cell apical papilla. And I'll give you information later. And dental follicle progenitor cells, DFPC, and lastly, bone marrow derived mesenchymal stem cells. Bone marrow derived mesenchymal stem cells. It means a mesenchymal stem cell from bone marrow. Okay? Let's take a look a bit about the first one is dental pulp stem cell, right? DPSC, right? It represents a kind of adult cell colony. But the main information that I'd like you to know is that it can be differentiated. It has the capable of producing dental tissue in vivo to become dentine, pulp, and crown-like structure. Okay, this is the ability of dental pulp stem cells. Okay, this is the main information, the key information I'd like you to know for this kind of stem cells. And this is the from the publication of Suzuki in 2011. Here, this is the dental pulp stem cell. This is dental pulp stem cell, and they can culture dental stem cell and check for their characteristic. And they found that they can form dentine like this. Okay. The second is shed, right? Dental pulp of human exfoliate a dental sheet for milk teeth. The key is that shed may be an expected resource for cell therapy, including autologous stem cell transplantation and tissue engineering. Okay, it can be this, capable to differentiate into neural cell, nerve cell. Wow. From milk teeth. The dental pulp milk teeth has a stem cell which has the capable for differentiating into neural cells, nerve cell. Adipocyte, no, I don't understand. I don't interest. Adipocyte, fat cells. And odontoblast, right? Odontoblast is a cell that produces dentine, our dentine. So if you compare to this kind of cells, dental pulp stem cell, the dental pulp stem cell has no capability to differentiate into neural cell, right? Okay, this is the difference. This is the paper. You can read this from review from the from my publication, from my PowerPoint. And the third is stem cell for apical papilla or scab. The apical papilla is mean ปลายรากฟัน the tip, the apex of the root. has a unique population of stem cell located at the tip of the growing tooth root, not permanent growing tooth. Okay, is present only during tooth development, before tooth eruption. Okay, just before tooth eruption, and it's capable to differentiate into adipocyte and odontoblasts. So SCIP has no ability to differentiate into neural cells, right? This is the developing tooth. This is the root. See, this is at the tip of the root. This is the apical. This is apical papilla here. They remove apical papilla and culture and see and find the stem cells. Before the last is dental follicle progenitor cell. Is believed to contain a progenitor cell for cementoblast.
So is it a stem cell or not?
Actually, because actually it's a progenitor cell, but because it has very advantageous property by developing into cementoblast, the cell that can produce cement, and the periodontal ligament, PDL stands for periodontal ligament, is the fine fibers that are connecting the root of the tooth with the jaw. And bone cell is osteoblast. So this is like a special progenitor cells. It has the ability to differentiate into this. Okay. And the last is BMMCS, is bone marrow derived mesenchymal stem cell. Of course, everybody knows that the bone marrow is very good resource for stem cells. It has potential to engraft into several tissue of injury. So whether they can become dental tissue specific for dental cell or not, but actually the bone marrow derived mesenchymal stem cell can differentiate into bone cell, actually bone cells, and also to become PDL cells. PDL cells. Will you please add it to this bullet list? PDL cells. Okay, they communicate with the dental tissue and become tissue-specific mesenchymal progenitor cell. So this is one of the cells that we found in dental tissue that can be a stem cell for dental application. So in conclusion, of course, this is jaw, this is tooth, this is developing tooth, right? We have dental pulp stem cell. The first one is DPSC, right? The pulp, we have, this is the first. The second, we have what? We have this little tooth, right? We have this little tooth, DF, stem cell like this. And we have shed, right? Before shedding, right? Here. And we also have mesenchymal bone marrow stem cell. Bone marrow derived mesenchymal stem cell. This is all the stem cell found in dental tissue. Thank you. 3 minutes late. Sorry. Oh, one thing. I have a page named Dent and You Button. Have you ever heard that? Yes. I have a page. Actually, I created that page for. I was thinking that sometimes you read book, read the handout, and you prepare for exam, and you can get any clear answer for your question. can ask.
So the channel.
You can ask. We have team to respond to your question. Can I
ของผมครับ
access to the internet here? I tell you. So I
โคตรเกินเลย
encourage you to use this page to join and help like access you to pay for your exam. Facebook.
มีอะไรจะกล่าวก่อนจากไหมวันแรก
อย่าลืมกดไลค์เพจเดนนิวก่อนทันเลยนะ
ถึงแล้วเท่านี้นะคะทำไมเราไม่เป็นเพื่อนกลุ่มนี้ในเฟซบุ๊กวะซีมีอะไรจะกล่าวไหมสำหรับวันแรกพูดหมดแล้วค่ะขอโทษนะคะ วันนี้ค่าตัวแพง
วิดีโอดูแบบเชด
อ๋อมันคือไอ้นั่นใช่ไหมเช็ดเซลใช่ไหม
เชด
ไลฟ์อยู่ไง
เซลจีจี
คือ dental human exfoliated procedures
อ๋อมีอะไรจะกล่าวไหม มีอะไรจะกล่าวไหมยูมีอะไรจะบอกไหม